All right, welcome to section 2 of this slide. I've titled section 2, the marketing environment. And the general introduction is that marketers do not operate in a vacuum. The activities of marketers are affected by developments that take place in this environment. Some of this development could create opportunities or threats for the company. It is our hope that when you understand this marketing environment, you'll be able to help manage some of these developments that occur in this environment. Now, what do we mean by the marketing environment then? We are saying that marketing environment is defined as the actors and forces within the marketing environment that affects the ability of marketers to deliver value to these customers. It is divided into the micro and macro environment. The micro environment is the internal environment, and the macro environment is the external environment. So we look at the micro environment. The micro environment, also known as the internal environment, refers to the forces within the company's immediate environment that could affect its ability to serve the customers. As most of these forces are closer to the company, it is easy for management to exercise some degree of control over them. I'll take you through some of these forces within this micro environment. For example, if you take every company, their success depends on the customers, and therefore your ability to manage the customers well will actually create the needed profitability for you. We also have the suppliers. They provide you with the inputs that you require to be able to operate. Your ability to manage the expectations of the suppliers in terms of paying them promptly would help you manage the relationship well. And then you talk about competitors. Competitors are also in the market. They are rivals. They are pursuing the same goals and objectives, or they are similarly targeting your customers with similar products. What do? The traditional view is that, look, take advantage of all competitors, maneuver them, and outsmart them. But today, there are new ways which seem to suggest that if you can collaborate with your competitor, you will achieve a bigger pie for both of you to share. Think about Sony and Ericsson that have decided to collaborate even though they are competitors. The result is what we see, Sony Ericsson mobile phones. So you can actually collaborate with your competitors. And then think again, another important thing here is the company itself. You see, in the company, the activities of the company itself can affect the ability of the marketers to deliver value. Take two major departments, the finance department, the production department. Almost all money that is needed by marketers to run, to operate, are approved and paid by the finance department. Therefore, your ability to work well with them will depend on how fast you gain access to your money. Now, take the macro environment. The macro environment encompasses the broad environmental system within which all organizations must conduct their businesses. In one sense, it defines or creates the structure of the marketplace for all organizations. In fact, the macro environment refers to the external environment. And because this is external, most companies cannot control them. They need just to scan the environment, see what is going on, and adjust their own operations to match them. Now, people have found different ways of analyzing this environment. The PESTEL approach is one of the acronyms that have been used to analyze this environment. It represents the political environment, the economic environment, the social environment, the technological environment, the ecological or the natural environment. But remember, whatever you do, you cannot rule out the demographic environment from these environmental forces. If we take the political forces, for example, you all know that politics shape most of the business operations because the politicians come out with the laws and we are bound to obey them. So when we look at the political environment, we look at the laws that are made to govern business operations and the stability within which the environment or the economy operates. These are shaped by political forces. our ability to understand these forces and work with them will be able to help us survive in the long term. Think again about the economic environment. The economic environment deals with money. And so it includes forces like the interest rate, the unemployment rate, spending power, rate of inflation, depreciation of the currency. We are also talking about incomes, availability of credit. In fact, the economic environment is so important that once you don't have a buoyant economic environment, business activities are actually affected in a negative way. Look at the social factors or the social environment. And this refers to forces within the society, such as families, friends, colleagues, neighbors, and the media. Social factors consist of the forces that affect a society's values, perceptions, preferences, and behaviors. And in fact, consumers also grow in a cultural environment that shapes their basic beliefs and values and what defines their relationship with others. Now, let me give you a typical example. The social environment is so important. What your colleagues, your contemporaries, your peers, what they approved as right, sometimes affect the way you behave. In fact, the kind of products they approve will affect your purchases. So, for example, if you want to buy any clothes, one of the basic considerations is, will my friends like it? If they will not like it and they will not approve of it, because you don't want to go into social isolation, you may want to conform to your social factors. And that marketers must understand in order to be able to deliver the right values. Technological factors is the next, and you know that technology is shaping the world today. This includes developments from antibiotics and surgery to nuclear missiles and chemical weapons to automobiles and credit cards. Technological environment is creating a lot of opportunities for businesses, but it is also creating a lot of threats for businesses. If you know of a company that we call AGFA, AGFA used to be a typical company, a Japanese company that was selling photographic equipment. They were actually dependent mostly on cameras, but they were making their money through the selling of photographic films. However, with the advent of the digital environment, nobody is going for films again. And because of that, this company is out of business. So you need to monitor the technological environment, look at the changes that are taking place, and position your firm such that you'll be able to take advantage. Let me repeat that this environment requires a lot of money. You need to put a lot of money so that you can always stay ahead. Think about the natural factors. The natural environment is another important factor that we should think about. Is the way the environment is handled. Today, we all know that sachet water producers in Accra have come under a serious threat from former mayors of Accra and Kumasi. It is because the activities of sachet water producers have been actually creating environmental hazards. You need to think about how to protect the environment as you operate. And there are certain companies that get almost all their natural resources from the environment. They look at the natural environment. For example, if you produce natural water or mineral water, you get almost all your resources from the environment. And therefore, if the environment is polluted, it simply means that your business is in danger. Look at what I repeat again. Look at the galamsey operators. Look at what they are doing to the environment. It's actually a major problem facing all of us. Thank you so much, and that is the end of slide 2.